That is, well, one sure way of slowing it down is in that tackle area, in that breakdown area, and that will really frustrate England if Wales are able to do that.
Rachel, what do you think is the key thing, particularly early on when all the emotion is coursing through and they need to keep cool heads? What's the key thing they need to get right early on in this match?
Yeah, I think probably from a fairly boring point of view, it's probably like an exit strategy or just going through what you've been doing in training, just going through those motions just to settle you. You know, it's really hard, as we're talking about, like controlling that ability and this emotion that it brings you, you know, extra level of energy. But it's probably the simple things, doing it well and making sure we get on the right side of the referee early on.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic here today. Are you just proud, the three of you, to see how far the game has come for the women?
Yeah, like, this is amazing, you know, from have had the privilege to play here and be in a Welsh jersey. Like, this is incredible. You know, we saw before all of this game, there was a festival on here with young girls playing rugby from the cluster clubs, and that's just everything we want it to be. You know, it's brilliant. And, you know, we also said in the build-up around how England have really led the way, and I think they have, and we've seen that not only in how they've sort of grown the game and promoted the game, but also in the leagues that these guys play in now. You know, like, they're getting better all the time, and that's what we want to watch. We want quality rugby.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think, you know, as English players, we've been incredibly lucky to play in stadiums like this with these numbers for a little while, but to see that growth now across the board and across the Six Nations is fantastic. You know, these people aren't here because they're watching a random rugby match. They're here because they're supporting women's rugby, and they've seen it. They've seen it in the previous weeks, and they're understanding the quality that's on show. So hopefully the girls can deliver today.
Excellent. Thank you to the three. Philippa, you're going to be disappearing off to commentary.
Yep.
This Cardiff crowd is expectant, aren't they? The stage set, Wales take on England in the fiercest examination yet of the stride they've made in the last 12 months. Your commentary is going to come from Philippa Tuttiett, Sarah Hunter, and first of all, you'll hear from Sarah Orchard. Sarah.
Well, what a day in the Cardiff sunshine to reignite one of rugby's fiercest of rivalries. The Easter eggs have been eaten, but now we return to egg chasing, and round 3 of the Women's Six Nations is ready to start. Look at that crowd, packed in, excited and expectant. This is a Welsh team on the rise, and this crowd has turned out to see them grow and grow. There are England, still world number ones and favourite for this, but they will know they have certainly turned up to an occasion here today. Wales will wait in the wings as England come out of the tunnel first, of course led by captain Marley Packer. And Packer has been talking all this week about the need for England to keep their composure, not get sucked into all of the excitement surrounding this Welsh team and their good run of form. Just do what the Red Roses do best. Right then, you can see there a very special person who's going to come out with Wales. Now, Wales, they will be led out by their captain Hannah Jones, but we do have to give a very special mention to someone else as they come onto the pitch. Here comes the roar. So there is Hannah Jones, but just behind her you can see Natalia John. She comes out with her nephew Morgan. It's his very first rugby match since his initial diagnosis of a rare form of cancer. Now the players are also wearing Morgan's Army ribbons to highlight the bucket collection for him here today. He's a very brave little boy, and we are thrilled he's here with us to support Auntie Natalia. Well, of course, the atmosphere is highly charged here at the Arms Park, but a moment before the anthems, of course, to remind us all there's no place for racism in rugby or indeed anywhere.
For the world we live in, rugby is against racism.
As the crowd respects that, they're now ready for all the formalities to begin. So it will be the anthems, starting with God Save the King. land of our fathers. Passion overflowing at the Arms Park. We're nearly there, but it's now time to take a look at these teams. Let's start with the home side and the Wales head coach, Johan Cunningham. Well, he makes 2 changes to his starting 15 that plays Scotland. Forwards unchanged as 2-time player of the match. Cecilia Tuipulotu will once again be the focus of attention at tight head. As we move into the backs, there are the changes. Karen Lake hasn't recovered from a calf injury picked up against Scotland, so Hannah Bluck starts at 12. While Worcester teammate Larry Norkett comes onto the wing as Karis Williams-Morris is away on RAF duty. Now, whilst I mention RAF duty, we will head into the England forwards, where, of course, Amy Cockayne is off doing exactly the same thing. So Bristol hooker Lark Davis starts and is one of 5 changes to Simon Middleton's lineup. Alex Matthews returns from injury to start at 8, whilst Zoe Aldcroft starts in the second row. On to the backs, where Emma Singh gets her first start in an England shirt wearing 15, shifting Harlequins Abby Dow onto the wing. Now, there are a couple of debutantes on the benches. For Wales, first of all, it's the former Wales Rugby League captain Bryony King that you'll have to look out for. She's wearing 21 as Wales opt for a 6-2 split on their bench. Saracens' May Campbell awaits her debut for England wearing 16. Well, there you go. Look at that. Everyone is ready for this. It doesn't matter if you are the conductor of the choir and you are belting out the anthem. Everyone is ready to go. We should also mention, of course, Wales, they have a triple crown on the line. Most of all, of course, it is about bragging rights and pride. So our referee today is Joy Neville of Ireland. Probably the calmest person on the pitch right now as we get ready for Wales to get us underway in this one. Eleanor Snowsill is going to be pressing the go button. Sadia Kabir of England. There's Zoe Aldcroft as well. Round 3 of the Women's Six Nations. Wales at a sold-out Arms Park, hosting the world #1 side, England, as Mackenzie Carson gathers for the Red Roses. And Packer manages to find Kabir just outside of their own 22.
Take a step, take a step.
Pretty hot out there, I have to say, as huge pressure put on Holly Aitchison straight away. And Wales get their first attack through Bevan. No scrum half, someone needs to come and play.
I presume it's back over here, Ollie.
Penalty here for England, and a chance now to say a very good afternoon to former England captain Sarah Hunter. How are you?
Good afternoon, I'm very well, thank you. Very much looking forward to this game and seeing what we have in hold in the 3rd round with the 2 unbeaten sides going head to head. You know, you don't need any more build-up for a game between England and Wales, and no doubt it will not let us down today.
Well, it's a penalty for England, and Aitchison, who was put under huge pressure for that clearance, gets a chance to just send this one down the line. And it'll be a nice England platform just inside of the Welsh half, as Philippa Tuttiett has rushed up the stairs to join us as we wait now for Lark Davis to get the ball in.
Take a step, please. Take a step. Hold.
Lark Davis and Amy Cockayne have enjoyed a decent rivalry between the two of them to own that hooker shirt for England. It's been Cockayne who's had it as a long pass to the back there. Wales contested well, but just across the fingertips as it goes out wide. Here's Singh. Breach. Big handoff from Breach. Oh, the strength of the woman is fierce. She's still going. In the end, it's Bluck who has to track back. 5 metres for England to travel to open their account in round 3. Still English ball. Carson. All of a sudden, Wales defending for everything. The last thing they want is to let them in earlier, and that's a missed pass for England. And Singh tries to run round. Can't be taken in the end by O'Donnell. The pressure is building, and we'll restart with a Welsh scrum.
Yeah, good afternoon. So we wanted an intense game, and that's certainly an intense way to start. Initially, good hustle there from the Welsh defence, putting pressure on the kick, but it did unfortunately give the penalty to give this key platform here for England. Nearly getting on this outside edge, and you think it would be a breakaway here. Just Breach, she's just so good with that fend. She's their danger player. That's a warning shot for Wales. Courtney Keith's got to do better than that, but brilliant scramble back defence there from Wales. Literally half the team there getting back to affect that situation.
So here we go, the big pressure moment. First scrum. I have a feeling both packs have been waiting for this moment, and there's a big shove. Now that's moved a lot. Big penalty, and it's Wales. Look at the pats on the back, the joy. And for a young front row, particularly Cecilia Tuipulotu, at 19 years of age, with the little test rugby she has, wearing through on her back, that is huge, Sarah Hunter.
It is certainly, you know, we were all looking forward to this build-up ahead of Sarah Byrne and Cecilia Tuipulotu. And I think there she certainly nailed her first scrum. She was under pressure, but unfortunately Sarah Byrne gave the penalty on the other side. So we'll look to see how it develops as the game goes on.
We're going to talk, no doubt, a lot about the tight head contest in this fixture. Wales come away after short numbers in the line out. Tuipulotu herself. Bevan out to Snowsill, down the line it goes, looking for work there was Neumann, manages to get it out to the wing, and Norkett straight over the top there was Hurd. Jones. Bevan spins it out, really flat ball from the forwards to make sure they get as close to that gain line as possible.
Stay.
Bevan looks up, manages to find that second row. We can just see the white wall is reforming quick enough to slow this Welsh ball down. Big run coming in from Pearce. Couple of tries for her against Scotland in round 2 will no doubt breed confidence as the captain, Hannah Jones, takes it on. This time Kelsey Jones lost a Hartbury hooker. Not clean ball, but all backwards, and that will be the concern right now for Wales. Plenty of phases being worked through here, but no territory really to report from it. They need to find a way out of this porridge on the halfway line that they've got themselves stuck in. And a hand in there from Aldcroft, and England have it back.
Stay.
Quick ball in the end from Packer, and England want to get this moving. Spun out to the side, did Breach knock on, and that's a bit of a freebie there. Wales will get the scrum, but there will be a concern, Philippa, about that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, there will be, and I think they should have kicked maybe 2 phases earlier. When they went to the left-hand side, they moved the England back through really well, and Emma Singh was actually out of position, but unfortunately Eleanor Snowsill didn't quite see it. A kick to the corner could have been on. so it fell on Kira Bevan there to try and box kick, which could have been a good call, but it was great defence and hustle there from the England forwards to affect that. But great spot tackle there from Lowry Norkitt, coming up off her line. She knew they had the player outside, really put that under pressure.
That bit more space, if you don't
I think
mind.
Wales can also look to move the ball a little bit earlier. You know, they're using their forwards through the midfield, but they're creating space on the edge where if they just move it through the hands, they could look to make easy gain down the edges.
Thank you. I see
Another little
falls.
reset.
Okay, ladies, clear gap. Okay.
Well, there will be a huge amount going on inside that scrum right now. England will be so frustrated about what happened at the last one. No doubt wanting to prove a point, but this is a Welsh put-in. And they were the ones in the ascendancy at the last scrum.
Set!
Well, that's gone down between Mackenzie Carson and Cecilia
I'm gonna go this
Turkolotu.
side. Not now.
Marley Packer there, straight into the ear of the referee. Where did she learn that from?
Longer binds,
Not me,
better
that's for sure. I'm not sure what she knows about the front row, so she's probably just
This
giving
way
it
is long binds
something
there.
to try and get Joy Neville on side.
Well, it's worth saying England were the only side with 100% scrum success until the start of this fixture.
Lots of records could get broken today, Sarah. Lots of records.
Set!
Well, it's pretty solid, and that's a good scrum, well held by Wales, as we get to see Block on the ball.
Turnover, good!
Turnover ball then for
Leave it,
England.
leave it.
That will be so frustrating for the red shirts.
Back.
You just see there the arm of Sinead Harries going
Use
over
it
the top
line.
there, making sure that it's slow ball for England. And it's a penalty for England as well.
Holding. Roll away.
Couple of penalties now for Wales,
Holding.
and it's something they're going to have to be a
Roll
little
away.
bit careful of.
Yeah, they certainly are. You know, there's one thing you don't want to give England, and that's free ball and free possession. To get territory, to get a line out. We saw at the last line out, they got good quality ball, gave Jess breach, and England will be frustrated that they didn't capitalise on the entry into the 22, so they'll be looking to do better from this shot.
Take your mark.
You know, it was great turnover by England, but that's
Get
where
them on your
Wales
face.
need to be a bit more savvy. They'd lost that ball, that had gone. England were already shaping to kick, but it would have been a disorganised kick. Because they stayed in there, gave the penalty, England were able to organise and get this set-piece platform.
Heard. Still Heard. That's ripped. Oh, brilliant rip as well by Kelsey Jones.
Advantage, number 7. Taking the space.
Penalty advantage as well. Emma Singh does well to deal with that, but that is a great little set from Wales, who are holding their own in this
7,
opening
taking the
10 minutes
space.
of this round 3 Six Nations fixture.
Yeah, I think England will just be frustrated there. You know, another opportunity to strike from, but they just lost possession. You know, they just need to keep and look after the ball. You know, the knock-on early on in the first half, you know, penalty there. They just need to keep a hold of this a little bit longer to mount pressure and to create opportunities.
Well, that's a good kick for touch from Wales, and this is the best position that they are going to have for a platform to build off something.
Look at that rip there from Kelsey Jones, showing her strength. You know, Simon Middleton mentioned in the week that maybe for years previously England have had that physical edge, that physical dominance because their professionalism, but not anymore, and that's a great example of them matching up.
Oh, that'd be frustrating for Wales, but what a great take in the end by Snowsill, who was alive to it, and Wales go into the English 22.
Back.
Pearce. Bevan needs the ball quickly. This time taken forward by Fleming. Passed out from Evans in the end. Gluck manages to push out wide to Keat. What a moment this would be if Wales get the first points in this fixture. Oh, what a hit
Is there head contact there?
from Bethan Lewis. They might have to look at that.
Yeah.
Ball coming back Oh, it's loose. Gone forwards. Taken this time by Sarah Byrne, who is happy to run.
Advantage.
We're still playing advantage at the moment. It's an English knock-on, and Wales could be onto something here. Calendar, 5 metres still to travel. England defending 5 metres out. Wales, they know how close they are. Round the corner again, the forwards keeping tight.
7, roll away. Okay, stay there, stay there.
They decide to go round the other side, a metre left to travel. Bevan is directing as much as she can right now, looking for options either side, and it's still the forwards. Fleming again. Harries is there. Got support in her shoulder through Calendar. So many phases now, so much tension inside the arms part as Wales go and go! Has Kelsey Jones gone over?
Hello.
No.
Goal line.
It's going to be a goal line dropout. It was so close. Kept in the forwards. But what a wonderful set by Wales.
Really good patience there. Being able to have that ball retention against this England team is something they're going to take real confidence from. Just such a shame they couldn't get over. You thought with all she'd be in there, look, but what about that work from Marley Packer? Not only getting her hands on the ball, but getting that twist in and then eventually getting the held up over the line. Really good defensive work from the England captain.
She certainly does put her body where others wouldn't, doesn't she?
Number 5.
So an early change here for England. Certainly not part of what they would have wanted. Is we just see a bit of treatment there to Cecilia Tuipulotu. So coming off the field of play for England is Kath O'Donnell.
Okay, thank you,
and coming on in her place is Sarah Beckett. We think it's for an HIA as O'Donnell goes down the tunnel. But Beckett on.
Behind the kicker.
Sarah Beckett of Gloucester Hartpury. You'll hear Gloucester Hartpury an awful lot in this fixture because so many of the players from both sides now play just over the border. As the ball comes away now to Harries.
Back.
Calendar.
Stay.
Bevan finds Snowsill. Big push out to Hannah Jones. You could see that Jess Breach was tracking, but still Wales as they go over into the 22 again. Georgia Evans, lovely tip off there to Tuipulotu.
Advance.
Bevan thought she was going to be away. Nice idea there, but not to be. As they just push back once again.
Sorry, 9 with the markers here.
Well, there's a big decision here for Wales to make.
7. What would you like?
That's an interesting call. You know, for me, they've been putting on so much pressure now. You kind of feel that at some point it might break this England defence. But it's a very pragmatic approach. It's a very sensible approach. You know, coaches will quite often say you can't spend 5, 6, 7 minutes down in a 22 and not come away with something. And Wales have certainly had a good camp there. But brilliant work rate there from Courtney Keaton at fullback, showing her strength on the ball. Lovely tip on pass from Georgia Evans to Cecilia Tuipulotu. Really good connection there shown by the Welsh team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sensible decision, you know, take points early on, first points of the game, build confidence, they'll get the ball back, hopefully build momentum into it, and I think at this point in the game it is definitely the right decision. But again, England will be frustrated by the amount of penalties they're giving away in this area, especially to a Wales team who are good at keeping the ball. But as we've seen there, Wales are making good ground through the edges. You know, we said that would probably be a good place to go.
Big moment for Kira Bevan. She's no stranger to them. And there you go, Wales off the mark. What confidence will that bring? Kira Bevan, of course, she broke Scottish hearts at the World Cup, and she's opened the Welsh account in round 3. It's 3 points but psychologically, it's so much more than that.
Oh, it's so much more than that. They've shown that they can defend England, and more importantly than that, can get back up into their half and come away with points.
Well, that is a huge restart kick then from England, and oh dear, has Norkett just knocked that one on?
I'm going to go inside.
That's a big mistake.
You talking to me? Were you happy with
Yeah,
that?
it certainly is. You know, you've just got 3 points on the board. You want to get out. You want to back it up with a positive action, and
Okay, ladies.
knocking a ball on just outside the try line and putting yourself back under almighty
Happy with the
pressure
last
straight away
points.
is not what you want to do from getting some points on the board.
And I'll move out of your way.
Larry
It's just a
Norkett,
bit-
just don't look at the big screen.
Yeah, it's just nerves, isn't it, for Laura Norkett? She's only 4 caps in, a really exciting player. Maybe the communication could have been better to her because it was so long. Actually, she would have been better letting that go, and it probably would have rolled out. But still, big scrum now for the Welsh team to try and affect this.
I don't know if you saw that possession statistic, but 72% Wales at the moment to England's 28 is enormous. Wonderful if you're Welsh, worrying if you're English as the ball comes away to Hurd. Ferocious tackling coming in by Snowsill.
No, hands.
Small
leave
player,
it.
but packs a punch. Beckett. England hunting for their first points. Comes away to the captain, Packer. 1 metre left to travel. Lucy Packett can't get that ball quickly.
Counter up good. Knock on by 8.
And you can see they are targeting Lucy Packer to make sure
Counter up
England
was good,
don't
and
get
then
that
just a
quick
knock on for
ball
you.
that they've been so used to so far in this championship.
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, you know, England have got the quickest ruck speed in the championship with 86% under 3 seconds, which is really lightning quick. So I think the breakdown's always going to be a hefty contested area when you play in Wales, but especially more so when you know you've got to stop England playing and you want to stop them at that particular area. So again, England have forced an error here, so they need to come away with points. You know, this is the 3rd time they've been down in Wales 22, that really they need to start converting these entries.
Binds.
Well, the crowd are going absolutely bananas at the moment. They know that this is a big pressure moment. But you can just see that. Oh, just at the back there, Lucy Packer knocking on the ball. Alex Matthews tried to get it to her, but they really are targeting the
No
scrum
more
half.
screaming like that, okay? Knock on. Scrum. Knock on.
Yeah, just another error by England. Like, Wales are coming to the party at scrum time.
Don't hear
It's a
screaming like
real
that,
strength
talk
of
to your
theirs, and
mates.
they're really putting this English
Don't
pack,
hear
who
the
have had
rules.
dominance in the
Packers
scrum
don't know
over
this,
the
okay?
previous 2 games, that were just an area that they'll need to sort out if we're going to get some good quality possession from it.
Look at that,
Handling
5
errors
handling
for
errors.
England.
Sorry, Sar. 5 handling errors. That's unusual, especially so early on in the game. We talked about this occasion, this crowd. Could that overwhelm Wales? Do you reckon it's getting to this English team?
I think it's probably just, you know, the pressure that Wales are putting under them, and I think it may be probably more pressure than they've had in this championship so far, so it's just something they're going to have to adapt to quickly, because these unforced
Give her
handling
space for
errors
her head.
are giving possession straight back to Wales.
Left and left. I'll free kick the next one.
So it's a Welsh scrum. Lots of tense faces in the Welsh coaching box. You can see Johan
girls.
Cunningham there between the 2 men stood up. Simon Middleton on the far left of your screen there, next to Lewis Deacon. In the England coaching box,
Binds.
that's Lucy Packer, who is under a lot of pressure at the moment, the 23-year-old. That scrum is down, and it's a Welsh penalty again. Everything so far is red, and Cecilia
one collapse.
Tuipulotu, who is 19 years old, who hasn't played that much tight head, is looking
Maria?
to the manor born.
Yeah, she is. You know, we always knew that she was going to come under pressure, but she's certainly holding her own. You just look at Mackenzie Carson there, just slightly going at the angle, and then that angle forced her weight to go down, and and that was why the penalty was given away. If you just look here, she starts to go in, she can't manage it, she slips and she collapses in the scrum, and rightly so, penalty to Wales there.
So Kelsey Jones can't quite find Georgia Evans. It's a bouncing ball. It's not. No, it has been knocked on. Referee happy that one. Definitely forward from the right hand. Wales get the ball.
Use it 9.
Bevan finds Tuipulotu. And here comes the Caterpillar Rock. A lot of people don't like them, but when you hear that warning from the referee, they know there's 5 seconds to get it away. Abby Dow in the air. Big game for her today after what happened in this fixture last year. And so Holly Aitchison just juggles with the ball, but gets it out to Tuima. The breakdown from Wales is absolutely ferocious, and it's winning every time at the moment. Marley Packer just getting off her feet there, almost couldn't believe what has happened.
And it had to be, you know, from that Abby Dow take, coming onto it in full flight. She opened up the field, released the ball. That is the time for England to go. And 9 times out of 10, you would back them to score off that. So they had to get into that ruck area. Brilliant work rate from Wales.
Sorry. Well, Snowsill sends it down the field. So let's quickly head down to pitch side. Jenny Drummond, who's with you?
I'm with Alicia Butchers right here, who, I'm not kidding, cannot stand still. Alicia, just tell me what this atmosphere is like for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible here. Obviously, I haven't seen it full here before with a sellout crowd, so I think the girls are really feeding off the atmosphere at the moment, and I think that's shown in our performance.
First 20 minutes gone so far. Wales really holding their own 3-0. What do you make of it?
We've trained well all week. We've had a good campaign so far.
Well, the ball comes back away for
it's
Wales.
something that we have in practice, and I think we thrive in this environment. So I'm really excited to see what the girls can do in the next 20. So yeah,
I can tell. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, it's just been knocked on.
I have to go somewhere. Sorry, girls. Here you go.
Frustration then from Wales. You can just feel they are building here. Their confidence is just growing.
Yep. They certainly are. And to create a disconnect like that in an English defence, not many teams can do that. But that was a gaping hole there. Oh, gutted for Courtney Keat. That would have been dreamland as a fullback to be able to cut through the centre of the field like that.
Five penalties there from England. Only 2 from Wales, which will be huge confidence.
Crouch! Thank you. Eyes on, let's go. Bind!
Sadia Kabea.
Set!
Just on the side of that scrum there, the Loughborough Lightning flanker.
Use it 9!
England will want to get out of this end of the field and fast. Jess Breach with the big pass out wide to Dow. And that just there, so well marked by Lisa Neumann. Neumann, arguably one of the more unsung players in the Wales squad, but so strong.
So strong, a real athletic example. And this, I mean, gosh, not many people want to go one-on-one with Abby Dow. It doesn't look like she's got much space, but she doesn't need much. So Lisa Neumann would have been fully aware of the threat here. Look, she's so confident in physicality. She stays high. Quite often wingers will go low on Abby Dow just to try and chop her and get her to the ground. But Lisa Neumann back to physicality and really won that collision.
Once again, Wales back inside of the England half and on the attack through Georgia Evans of Saracens, but that's quickly stolen ball by England. Here they come on the counter. Aitchison, big pass out to Tuima. Singh is there as well. They're running out of pitch. Loose on the floor, knocked on again by England. Their handling errors will be a serious concern for the coaches. Only 3 points scored so far in this game.
Inside, stop,
Not
stop.
many would have predicted that before we got underway.
Backwards.
Collected in the end by Lucy Packer. Well, this time it's an English penalty and a chance for them again to build a platform, but you can really see how Wales are targeting the breakdown every single time.
Yeah, they are, and you'd like to think that England are recognising that, and the ball carrier needs to probably work a little bit harder when they're carrying contact, and the speed of the support players to clear that Welsh threat out needs to be a lot quicker and a lot more effective.
Lovely little kick over the top there from Eleanor Snowsill, just trying to mix things up. Well defended in the backfield initially. Lucy Packer there, just a little bit indecisive. That extra step just gave the Welsh chasing defence time to really cage her in and then go for that turnover.
Look at that blue sky, but look at this rugby. The ball comes away through Packer. She finds Hurd, support from her fellow centre in Tuima. Lucy Packer looks up as they work their way down the line. Singh is there. Dow once again. She's not going to be pushed towards that whitewash again.
Hold on.
Carson.
Tackle.
Packer finds Aitchison. Decides to take it into contact herself.
Advantage.
Well, it's penalty advantage now for England, so they've got a free shot. Carson again.
Off feet number 8. Can you keep that?
Holdcroft. Oh, that was a nice bit of disguise on that. Can Dow finish? She's a metre short of the line. Support was there, but they need quickly recycle ball. There's a huge pot of white players on the left. Wales do have time to reset. In the end, Lucy Packer goes herself, scores! Well, normally England are used to being quite a few more points up than this, 26 minutes into a game. But that's how long it's taken them to get on the score sheet. And it's Harlequins' Lucy Packer who gets them off the mark.
And you know what? I want to give real credit here to Lucy Packer. She is a young number 9 who has been hustled relentlessly for 26 minutes. And yet, when the opportunity arrives, she takes it. Really good by England here, putting the ball through their hand. Look at the timing of that pass. Took it to the very last minute to fix in the last defender. Abby Dow managing to do her thing. But watch Lucy Packer. Fakes one way, looks, scans, opens up her options. A lovely pirouette to finish.
Yeah, you look back at the two passes that led to that break, and it's a pass from Mackenzie Carson, and then the timing, as you say, Philippa, of that pass from Zoe Allcroft to put Abby Dow down the wing, you know, that led to the momentum. And rule of thumb, never move from the guard channel, which is the defender right by the ruck. So that for me is a really easy in for England from Wales. They'll be kicking themselves there.
Emma Singh on kicking duty for England. If you've been following the narrative in women's rugby media next week, this is a significant moment. And Singh once again on song, as she is 1 from 1 with the boot after Simon Middleton discussed earlier this week perhaps any try scored in the 5-metre channel could be kicked maybe 10 metres in, because players sometimes don't have range, but Emma Singh, no issues at all with range. And pretty straightforward for her with her long rangey limbs.
Oh, she could kick it from about Principality Stadium. If she was next door, she'd still slot him over. She's incredible kicking.
So England on the side of the score sheet that they're more used to, but Wales have been absolutely fantastic in the opening passages of this game.
Not on the ball.
Packer gets it back to Aitchison. Slots around her ankles, but still happy to wallop the ball down the field to Bristol's Keat. Someone's lost a boot somewhere that they'll have to pick up a little bit later. Harries. Bevan again, just pushing towards this near side and exploiting the right wing channel. Pearce, another one for the front row union to take forward and carry on. Bevan, Snowsill, Jones. Spun out to the far side. Again, Neumann looking for work, and she's been there a few times as Wales end up knocking on, and England come on the counter again. Emma Singh just showing some tough shoulders there to bounce off a few red shirts. And Aitchison, I mean, perhaps a little bit too tight to the line there. And that is a well-earned, hard-earned Welsh penalty.
Georgia Evans there for me, her work rate, her hustle. She was down on the ground in the ruck, got to her feet and put loads of pressure onto the England fly half. There you go, the one with the ribbon there. Fantastic bit of play. Look at this hustle. She beats her one, she gets to her feet, gets her down, gets that tackle in. The intensity the Welsh girls are playing with at the moment is just something I've never seen before.
Sarah Hunter, have you seen it before? Have you played against it?
Yeah, certainly on several occasions, you know. I think right from the off, England knew that this was what was going to come, you know. The first two games that Wales have played and they brought this intensity, and then it always seems to rise when they play their English. So it's certainly been a great test so far.
There you go, there's another Welsh player in the making. She wants to see more red points though. Nice take in the air by Callender. Wales have scored a few tries off a maul throughout this Six Nations, and this is trucking along very nicely.
One step backwards.
First warning there as Kelsey Jones comes away. Molly Packer might have got a bit of a thwack to the chops in that little altercation. Pearce. And this is where Wales were really impressed against Scotland. Just their ball retention inside the opposition 22 is so strong. The crowd join in, the 16th woman on the field, pushing Wales on. Hannah Jones, the captain, happy to take on some of the heavy load. Still forwards, still a good 10 metres to go. The patience from Wales here is impressive. They are giving England a lot of time though, just to reset.
Ball's underneath the red clear, play on.
Well, Pearce was waiting once again. The exit Scarletts and Sale prop.
Use it 9.
Bevan once again, just assessing who's available. Well, England have bided their time and they've got their reward. And as much as we saw a lot there from Wales, you could just see England were waiting.
Yeah, I think they were just ready to pick their moment. There's one thing this England team prides themselves in, and it's definitely on their defence, especially 5 metres out. You know, they'll be happy to take the tackle, and you just see it here. Zoe Allcroft picks a moment, goes straight on ball, and comes away with it. Like, great British defensive work from her.
Captain, so I spoke to them about holding players on the floor, saying the same to you guys, okay?
Well, there's a little bit of treatment here at the moment going on to Cecilia Tuipulotu.
Second time she stayed down now for treatment. Obviously, as a young player, you know, the physios, the medical staff are going to be even more cautious. That girl has a long, long career ahead of her, so they're going to make sure that she's not pushing anything she doesn't need to unnecessarily.
Well, Hannah Jones there just having a chat with the referee, Joy Neville. Both sides just taking on a bit of water, and they probably should. It is quite warm out there. You can see from the sunshine just sparkling off the artificial turf that they probably haven't played in this much warmth yet so far this season. As we quickly head down to pitch side and catch up with Jenny Drummond.
I'm with Helena Rowland here of the England camp, of course, injured unfortunately at the World Cup, hoping to be back soon. But Helena, Wales really have risen to this occasion. Would this be surprising England at all?
No, definitely not. I think we'd reviewed all week how well Wales keep the ball, particularly in our 22. So yeah, it's definitely not a surprise to us. I think it's taken a bit of a time to adapt to, and we've given the ball up a little bit cheaply, which has really fed into them.
Well, what have England got to do now to try and get a few more points on the board? There's only a 4-point difference.
I think a big one's keep the ball when we've got it. Let's not try those 50-50s, those offloads, because they don't seem to be working for us at the moment. Go through the phases, and we saw with the try what we can do when we keep the ball.
Thanks, Helena.
No worries, thank you.
Well, we're playing a little bit of kick tennis here as Keat sends it to Dow. Oh, was her ankle just on the line? Touch judge says no, as it's sent back, and Snowsill is watching the bounce of the ball. It's going to be Lewis in the end who gathers. Only made a debut back in 2018.
Take a step.
Can play number 8, but wearing 6 today. Right then, Hannah Jones manages to find Keat out towards Neumann. That'll be frustrating for Wales because they've given England a position inside of their half of the field, but it wasn't the easiest pass there for Neumann.
Oh, not at all. It didn't need to be a spin pass. That's a classic example where you could have just pushed that pass. You almost want to float it so the winger can run onto it at full speed here. See, it's an absolute bullet of a pass, but good hustle there by the England fly half. She shoots up to really put pressure on it as well.
Here you go. Well, there is Lisa Neumann. She actually played a bit of rugby at Waterloo and Sale before. Another player who settled at Gloucester Hartpury now, going so well in the Premier 15s. The English Domestic League, which is on its break at the moment with the internationals going on, but will return the weekend after the Six Nations finishes.
Bind! Set!
Well, this scrum has been fun and game so far in this first half, and Lucy Packer not hanging around to find out what happens next. Oh, Abby Dow! Wasn't quite finished, knocked on in the end by Wales first before England knocked it on. So they reset then for another English scrum. Abby Dow, she's a good player, isn't she? Did you know that?
Just a little bit. It's an absolute dream playing with her, but you just see that little ball back on the inside and the power she has to break through and then get her hands free to get that offload away.
Yeah, sorry, TMO.
You see the hand by Bethan Lewis in there.
Well, we're actually having a TMO referral at the moment for our referee, Joy Neville. So she's just jogging over to have a little bit of a look.
Action.
Just waiting for assistant to join her on the far side.
Screen. Maria, you have the mark, yeah?
So, I don't know if they're watching for Bethan Lewis coming across to take out Dow.
Yeah, so it's penalty only. I don't see a possible line break unless I'm wrong. Do we have a back angle?
There's no attempt to catch the ball, Joy, by 6 red.
Yeah. It's penalty only for me, Ollie.
Okay.
There's no possible line break, nor leading to a try. So penalty only 6.
Yeah, 6 red.
Okay, so I think they were actually looking for the force knock on there. It wasn't any question of foul play at all.
Penalty only, back 10, please.
I think they were looking at the actions of Beth Lewis there. Was it intentional? Did she slap that ball down, which is obviously foul play? But as Joy Neville's concluded, that's only a penalty. More so because it didn't, if it was an inevitable try was going to happen, if the actions of Beth Lewis hadn't happened, then she probably would have had a card. But Joy Neville felt that wasn't going to lead to a direct try, so penalty only.
Right on the line. Right on the line.
If you look, that TMO referral also gave England a chance to just regroup, break as we go ahead to this more now.
Yeah, last 5 minutes of the first half, and look at this position now for England. They're leading, but they've had to really work for that lead in this fixture. Wales have played some sparkling rugby, and England's more are being told that they've got to use this. Little kick through, who's going to be on the end of it? It's gathered in the end by Hurd. Tatiana Hurd is over. She's smiling. And that is 2 tries for England. That will be so frustrating for Wales after the half they've had. And Tatiana Hurd goes over for a 3rd try in an England shirt.
Yeah, fantastic vision from Holly Aitchison. Just to put that kick through and the weight on it, but the power from Tatiana Hurd to break through the defensive line, to regather the ball to score. You know, she waited a long time to get her first try, and she scored in every game in this championship so far. Brilliant, but it's just that variation off the back of the static maul.
And it's a very clever play because when you're so close to your defensive line as a fullback, you don't hover in behind. Normally you see a fullback, say 5 or 10 metres behind where the ball is. But because it's so close to the try line, you just go player on player defence. So the Welsh fullback was right out wide, ready to defend a wide ball. Now, you don't often see those balls kick through because the Welsh backs only need to be on the try line. They could put so much pressure on it.
Emma Singh with her 2nd attempt. And that one's just gone to the side of the uprights, so it's going to remain Wales 3, England 12. That was the vision there by Aitchison for her just a touchdown for England's second. But this is certainly a tight affair. And it'll be interesting to see if anyone else can get a point on the board before half-time. Snowsill sends it once again into the Cardiff sky. Gathered by Beckett.
Thank you.
Once again forward through Cabella. Push back this time to Aitchison. Casual little kick off the right boot down towards Keach. She knows she's got support with her, not interested in kicking it back.
Stay.
Harries.
Sorry. Thank you.
Bevan looking up for a Bristol teammate in Eleanor Snowsill. A real combination for Wales as Bevan has to go in and do a little bit of ruck duty. Just slightly breaking up there, that Bristol dynamic. Popped off ball, they want it quicker now, Wales. This time it's Bluck. Anna Bluck only winning her 8th cap today. Coming in for the injured Karen Lake. And just at the wrong moment, Neumann there. She's been on the edge of a couple of poor passes, you have to say, Neumann. But once again, it's going to be an England platform, and this is a really important moment for Wales not to lose their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. No player should have any heads going down. You put your hand up maybe if you've made a mistake there. I'd say, okay, that's catchable pass there, especially at this standard. And it was the right option to go against the grain like that. You could just see there, Lisa Neumann looking up before she'd taken that pass. But they've got to keep their heads up at this point.
Well, the possession a little bit earlier was more 75% to Wales compared to 25% England, but England have grown throughout this half, and that will be the concern for Wales, but England will be happy with their trajectory.
Yeah, I think they would have been frustrated early on, you know, the unforced handling errors, the penalties, you know, giving Wales possession, but they've built through it, and probably just in time to go into half-time where they can regroup and they can come out for the second half.
Big blow of the whistle, and it's a white penalty, and England have taken it quickly. Come away, they're being pushed down the line. What a pass out to Dow! Big handoff, she's still going, she's going through the gears, and she's still going! That's amazing! Abby Dow! One of the finest pieces of skill you will ever see on the wing, executed by one of the finest players. Abby Dow goes over for England again, and what a way to finish the first half.
That was incredible, you know, just that quick vision, you know, to take the cap quickly from the scrum pen, and that pass from Holly Aitchison, that was unbelievable, you know, to play out the back, and here it comes, just the accuracy, the timing, and then the Abby Dow handoff, you know, she got pushed into touch earlier on, and she certainly wasn't going to let that happen for a second time, but not many people can finish tries like that.
I think she beat about 5 or 6 Welsh defenders there. That was absolutely incredible. And for almost a stop-start there, you know, she was square on when she caught that ball. Look at her just scanning, constantly aware of where the threats are coming in. Unbelievable player. But also, Tatiana Hurd, really good straight-line running, stopped the Welsh defence from getting across too quickly, which gave the space and opportunity for Abby Dow on the wing.
Ridiculous stuff from that woman. But time now for Emma Singh to close out this first half. She's turned that one around. And that is a very confident scoreline for the Red Roses, who've taken a while to build into this fixture. But Wales have put up an incredible fight. They've had their chances, haven't managed to convert all of them. But it has been a brilliant test match with 40 minutes still to go. It's Wales 3, England 19.
can say really is Abby Dow, wow, gives us another excuse to say that, because that try, the third of that first half for England, has given them a little bit of clear water between them and Wales. Wales, though, not without possession. Look, they've had the lion's share, but at the minute they've just got the 3 points on the board to show for it. But it's been a good first half in terms of an overall spectacle. You'd agree, Rachel Taylor?
I think I just want to take a breath after some of that. I mean, that first opening 10 minutes, you know, it's hard to convey just the level of physicality and intensity, you know, to get that across on camera. But God, yeah, like there's some big efforts gone into that defensively, the emotion, you know, trying to harbour that's a big opening half, and I think it's just started to turn the tide now, and that level of intensity does take its toll physically, and I think we're just starting to see that on the scoreboard.
Emily, England getting their bit between their teeth a little bit towards the end of that half, but just at the beginning of that game, how much did we say in terms of the Wales level of performance, professional rugby writ large?
Yeah, look, I think England, a lot of turnovers, conceded, handling errors, which we're not necessarily used to seeing, certainly in the first 2 rounds. And that's probably credit to the pressure that Wales have been putting on them. You know, that squeeze, the intensity in the tackle, the intensity at the breakdown. We spoke pre-game about speed of ball. Well, actually, when you're getting thumped, you don't have the same speed of ball. So actually the whole game and the whole dynamic changes. And I think England were just kind of feeling that out a little bit. And then towards the end of that half, we just started to get the rubber green.
Look, lots to analyse potentially in that first half. But I just want an excuse to play Abby Dow's try on a loop. So should we do that? Because it was absolutely brilliant. Emily, just give us your appreciation of this.
Yeah, look, I love the intensity from the scrum, taking that quick tap, and then it's just about moving the ball. Holly Aitchison has got an unbelievable ability to throw a 20-odd metre pass. When you've got somebody like Abby Dow, you've got to get her the ball, and then it's just her going to work. It's a one-on-one, essentially, and that, you know, 9 times out of 10, somebody with Abby Dow's power, pace, ability to take that outside. She got pushed into touch 10 minutes previous to that. She would have not been happy with that. So that's her opportunity to have a bit between her teeth and really go and show what she's all about.
Because you can't underestimate, you know, she had a really bad injury in this game 12 months ago. Broke her leg, nearly didn't, you know, touch and go as to whether she was going to make the World Cup. How impressive is it, the comeback she's had? Because it was 4 tries last weekend. Here she is on the score sheet again.
Yeah, and I think it's everything that you want from that winger, isn't it? Like you said, you know, pushed into touch on a previous opportunity. You know, they have to do amazing things in very small amounts of space. You know, like that's within the 5-metre channel to make yourself available, you know, for a potential pass back inside. It's about the movement of the hips. It's about reading defenders. Have they gone too far over? Can you step back in? It's such a skill, and to be doing that, you know, 100 mile an hour out here in front of this crowd, you know, that's a really vital time to score as well for England.
If that's not already on social media, I'd be very surprised. It was a fantastic score. Everything that Wales do well here, this crowd is getting right behind them, not least when it's come to some Wales scrums in that first half. Wales are getting purchase in that area, particularly from their tight head, who is quickly making a name for herself in the wonderful Cecilia Tuipulotu, Rachel.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they've come at pivotal times as well. You know, potentially from a Wales error comes a scrum. They're in a difficult position, they get an opportunity, it's an easy exit, and sometimes when you're under pressure and you're defending, you know, in your own 22, to have that opportunity to relieve that pressure through something like a penalty is huge. And I think, you know, she carried a couple of times really early on in the game. She's consistently getting gain line for them. There's an opportunity there for her to get her hands free and free up that ball. You know, she's got all those skills part of her, but I think probably from a Wales point of view, they'll just want to shore up that line out. A couple of overthrows for me. So yes, the scrum's looking solid, but just what else can we do from a line-out perspective?
Yeah. And that breakdown, Emily, we talked about it before the game, didn't we? And you came over to me at half-time and went, those turnovers, so many from both sides. Why is that, do you think?
Oh, I think there'll be a combination of reasons. You see that example there, it's real line speed and pressure from Sadia Gobert off the line. Sarah Byrne in the tackle there. There's hands in. Nothing's easy. Nothing's, you know, uncontestable. And I think that's a really important thing from Wales. We spoke about it again pre-game. They can't give England an uncontested breakdown every time because they'll just run absolute riot. So, you know, getting hands in, getting bodies in, making it uncomfortable for that ball carrier who's trying to get to ground look, it's tough. There's been a lot of turnovers. I think both teams in the changing rooms right now will be talking about looking after that ball, going forward first, kind of all the rugby cliches and all the 101s that we need to get out of there. They'll be looking to do that second half.
And it wouldn't be a trip to Cardiff, would it, without listening to Callan Land. This is absolutely gorgeous. So let's just hear a little bit of it, shall we? Is just lovely, isn't it? And that choir you're hearing now, they're called Oasis, and they're actually going to be performing at the King's coronation, and then you can actually see their performance in a special programme called Sing for the King. Rather like that. It's got a ring to it, hasn't it? See what I did there? See what I did there? That's on BBC One, 8 p.m. on the 5th of May. I think we're just going to get drift away. There was a very different atmosphere, actually, wasn't it, during the game to what we're experiencing now. England 3 tries already in that first half, Emily. They've not been without their chances, have they? They had to be patient, though, and wait their time, didn't they?
Yeah, they have. I think, lion's share of possession for Wales, certainly in that first 20 minutes and throughout the whole half. But when they have had their opportunities, they have taken them well. When they've gone through phases, when they've gone forward first, looked after the ball, made that indent through a Marley Packer carry, and then they've been able to exploit the other space, giving people like Abby Dow, Jess Breach, those one-on-one opportunities on the outside. But just on the flip side of that, Wales have defended well. The opportunities that England have scored have been well taken opportunities. They've not broken the Welsh defence down, so much.
I'm so enjoying this. Rachel, Wales have not been without their chances as well. Actually, almost the way they've played in that first 40, they almost deserve more than 3 points, don't they?
It does, and just an example, I think, of the variety that they've played. There's opportunities that we're seeing, a mix-up probably, a variation. This time forwards look as if they're going around the corner. It's a little scoop blind. What I like about this is that there's an inside runner, yes, but it's the cell in it for Kira Bevan that creates that space. She pulls defenders out, and there's a little, we've seen a little chip over the top. We've seen a couple of back inside passes, actually, which I'm not sure if that's something they've picked up on analysis throughout the week. But you see it in England, they're starting to get that scoreboard ticking because of the variation. It's a little snipe from Packer at the back of the ruck. It's a quick tap from the scrum. And that's what Wales need to do. They need to keep being brave, keep having those options, but they've got to execute when they get those chances.
We were standing on the touchline in that last 5 minutes of the half, Emily, and we had a fantastic view of England's second try, didn't we? Gorgeous little chip through from Holly Aitchison that Tatiana Hurd took full advantage. It was lovely, lovely rugby, wasn't it?
Yeah, awesome stuff, and it all came from that driving Morwing, got themselves a penalty, and Wales actually defended it really well, real riposte, and then Holly's just looked up. Tatiana's on exactly the same page. Because of where Wales are defending, they have to come off the line aggressively. The 15 is in, on the end of the line. Lisa Newman there, the blindside winger, just isn't able to cover the ground, but it's really smart from England.
Yeah, excellent. How's your fitness, by the way? I feel like I should ask.
Well, if you'd see me coming down the stairs earlier, not good, but otherwise fine, thank you, Sonia.
Okay, the reason I ask is because Jenny Drummond has now got some guests with her who would probably want to be playing again today, but sadly due to injury they're not.
Thanks, Sonia. Yes, they absolutely do wish they were playing on the pitch. Gwen Crabb and Amber Reid. Gwen, I can see some progress on the ACL front. There's no longer a brace there. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. Just focusing on prehab at the minute. My op's in a few weeks' time, so yeah, just get my knee in the best position possible to be able to come out of surgery and go guns blazing.
And it's often difficult when you are injured. Boredom can take over sometimes. But a little birdie told me that you don't get bored because you have about 10 different hobbies. Can you tell me the list?
Yeah, I have got a fair few hobbies. I think at the minute the top ones are like playing the ukulele and the guitar, coffee art. Like making reels and like media stuff as well. I quite enjoy that, so yeah, it keeps me busy.
Coffee art. I hope you can do a daffodil on the top of a coffee.
I'm learning. I am trying to learn.
And Amber, what about you? Can you top our hobby list?
Most of my hobbies require activity, so I haven't been able to do them. I like to go out surfing to the beach and stuff, but yeah, just looking after my dog. I like to play the guitar as well, and also coffee. It seems to be a bit of a running theme. So
goes hand in hand with rugby, doesn't it?
Yeah, hand in hand.
How is your fitness though? Because you were training with the squad beforehand.
Yeah, so it's been a frustrating couple of weeks, but managed to get in with the girls the back end of training this week. Then hopefully looking to be back in and up for selection against Ireland.
Okay, well let's focus on the game. What an incredible first half of rugby that was. Wales really standing up to the occasion. What are your thoughts on the 40 minutes out there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me and for the girls that are watching up there, we were saying like, if you compare this year to last year, we just look so much more composed and in control, and I think that we've really got that hunger and that fire in our bellies, and we wanted to go after it, and we haven't let the occasion get the better of us. So yeah, it's really good. Obviously a couple of scores there towards the latter half of the first half, but I think we're going to come out now second half and really go for it.
And Amber, with those few tries there, the one particularly to the end of the first half, settle England a little.
Yeah, definitely a couple of late scores from the scoreline. It's very different, but the match has definitely been there for the occasion, and the atmosphere in here is incredible. I think we said as a team that we wanted to try and keep Wales out of our 22 as much as possible, and I think we've done that quite well. But when Wales have been in there, they showed they're actually really patient with the ball, and it's really hard to get the ball back. So again, second half, they're looking dangerous when they're in and around that try line. They've got some great ball carriers. So for England, it's just about being composed in the wide channels. When we make breaks, we have to keep hold of the ball. But yeah, defending our 22 like it's our try line.
Absolutely. Well, what an atmosphere it is, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if Gwen plays the ukulele, maybe she could perform for the King as well. That would be a novel thing at a coronation, wouldn't it? Children, families of all ages. It's a really fun day out today at the Arms Park. Everybody enjoying it. And honestly, I know can't be repeated it, but this weather is very much adding to the sense of occasion. Waiting for the teams to come out for this second half. Simon Middleton and Ewan Cunningham will be giving their last messages ahead of this final 40. Now look, Simon Middleton this week, Emily, has caused something of a stir, it would be fair to say, with his idea about making it slightly easier for women when it comes to taking kicks at goal, which is your area of expertise. Now he basically suggested that if you score in the 5-metre channel, perhaps the women could bring it in a little bit within 10 metres to make the kick slightly easier. Now, I don't know if Simon Middleton's on social media, because I think if he had been, he might not have wanted to read some of the comments. Your thoughts?
I don't think Mids knows what social media is, so I think we're safe on that one. But yeah, look, I understand the theory, and I think, he's gone out and he's trying to protect his players. Obviously, the kicking percentage wasn't great from the first 2 rounds. I think fundamentally for me, it's got to be a consistency thing. We see women around the league and internationally being able to kick those kicks out in the wide channels, out in the 5-metre line, on the touchline. But can we consistently do it, over and over again? And that's the bit for me. And, Katie Daly-McLeod spoke about it in the week, just around girls generally don't grow up kicking a ball, kicking a football, kicking a rugby ball, etc. Generally, it's something that they find later on in life. So actually, hopefully now, with things like this and just bringing rugby to new audiences and more girls, more women, etc., that will continue to happen, and we'll have a greater depth of, players able to kick from the touchlines. I'd like to see it stay.
What do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we need to get, kids, boys and girls kicking at an earlier age. It's a massive part of the game now, both defensively and attacking. And I think, look, there are players that can do it, and we should celebrate that skill, because that's what makes them, world-class players like this lady next to me.
The noise has gone through the roof, if we have one, because the England team are back out behind us, so we haven't got long till the second half here. Just to remind you, more live sport on the BBC coming up, because Gabby Logan's got live coverage of the Women's FA Cup semi-final later today, as Manchester United face Brighton. Tomorrow you can watch France against Scotland live. That's on the BBC iPlayer, so of course part of the Women's Six Nations. And don't forget, you can always download the excellent Rugby Union Weekly podcast. If you want a more nuanced conversation about whether women should bring the kicking a little bit closer in, then Katie Daly-McLeod and Sarah Orchard have got that covered for you on that podcast. We've got the teams back, stages set, and talking of Sarah Orchard, she's going to lead you through this second half, Sarah.
Right, are you ready for another 40 minutes? It'll be England who get us underway in this second half. There's the England captain, Marnie Packen, no doubt had a few words with her side about what was arguably a slow start for the Red Roses. But can Wales be as hard as they were in that first half all over again as calendar gathers?
Keep going. Outside.
Worth saying there is a change for England. We can see that Delaney Burns is now onto the field. Alex Matthews is off. She was coming back from injury. So it is a little bit of shuffling going on in the England pack. The ball comes away now to Aldcroft. Dishes out to Hurd. Does well to avoid the whitewash there. Packer with the flat pass in the end. Davis just slightly runs into her own player. Referee happy it's not been impacted. Beckett. Sarah Beckett. Showing what she can do. But so are Wales. And this was a familiar story in the first half. Wales just being alive to every breakdown.
Yeah, really good challenge there from Alex Callender. Timing that well, picking the opportunity. This is definitely a change from Wales. Look how set in defence they were. Good spacing, not panicking, and then picking the right time to go for that ruck.
Yeah, England will be frustrated with that, you know, really positive start to the second half. And great line by Sarah Beckett, great pass by Holly Aitchison, but again, probably could work a little bit more on the floor, and the people to clear out the Welsh support just need to be there a lot quicker than they were.
A little bit of cloud cover over the Arms Park as Kelsey Jones gets that one in the back in the end. Snow Silk. Abby Dow just has to watch that one roll backwards. Big thump of the ball then from Snow Silk. And she gathers once again, happy to give it to Bevan. Hannah Jones is thumped for her money for picking up that one. Wales pinned back inside of their own half just for now. Big hits going in there. Wales happily securing their ball as England try and bring down Cecilia Tuipulotu. Endless PBs, we are told, by Tuipulotu in the gym for Wales. Everyone concerned at 19 just how much further she has to go in a very good way. But it is Tuipulotu who's still down at the moment.
Not on the ball.
So I don't know if there will be a change shortly for Wales in that area. She went down a couple of times also in the first half as well. A little bit of a story of the first half this is the ball is stolen now by England as the Welsh breakdown just not quite quick enough as England come away with the ball. Tuima popped off in the end to Singh. Packer gathers, finds her namesake in the captain, Marley. Aitchison. Hurd with the pass out wide. Aldcroft is hanging out there. Now Cabella pushing to Dow. Try in the first half. Referee is looking closely. There's Welsh hands on that again. She's happy, Joy Neville.
No, 2 away.
Wales have got that. What a great turnover. Strong leg drive. They need to be careful about latching if Callender breaks away. Here comes Alex Callender. Bevan needs quick balls. She needs more players to arrive. What a hit coming in by Hurd. Popped off ball inside to Harries. Nice ideas here from Wales. Slightly loose, referee happy. Fleming. Pitts. Bristol prop just working those hard yards.
Contest scored by 3.
Referee happy. Sarah Byrne over the top. And it's going to be a white ball again. And if you like breakdowns, if you like jackling, this is the game for you.
It certainly is. You know, Joy Neville used to be an international back row player for Ireland. So if there's any referee going to allow a contest at the breakdown, it's gonna be Joy, and we've certainly seen that today.
Worrying signs there for the young Cecilia Tuipulotu. Like you say, Sarah, she's gone down a few times. I really think, considering her age especially, that the medical team need to make the decision now, get her off. She's such a hard carrier. She stays on, she isn't going to hide or shy away from play. She's been heavily involved now. Really good challenge there.
Yeah, the Welsh forwards are just going to warm up as we watch these moments. It was Sarah Byrne going over the top, but this was the break from Callender.
Yeah, it was, and again, it's probably just England being a bit loose around their own breaking down, and then defensively, you know, really, really well to spot that space, and behind there was no one there, and then, you know, a forward in space run, and, you know, she's looking around, looking for someone to pass to, but unfortunately she just got isolated.
Yeah, she was desperate for a winger on her shoulder, wasn't she?
Hugely talented young woman, Alex Callender, only 22 years old. She played a bit of Wales under-21 netball as well, so she's certainly got the ball skills. As you see Cecilia Tuipulotu there, I think they're trying to tape her up so she can carry on.
No, you're fine.
It's certainly her left shoulder that's receiving the treatment as the Welsh coaches look on.
Okay.
And she is going to continue, Cecilia Tuipulotu. Ready for more, and the crowd absolutely love that.
Yeah, no player wants to be taken off, especially in a game like this.
Well, Lark Davis gets the ball in her hands.
No, Maria, there's your mark. Take a step, take a step, take a step. Okay.
No score yet in this second half, but a platform just outside of the 22 here for England, flirting on that Welsh 10-metre line. Packer. And that's quicker ball for England. Hurd just on that lovely loop play down from Aitchison. She's got support on her shoulder. She knows it's there. She doesn't pass. She finishes. A brave decision by Holly Aitchison, but it pays off. And that is a bonus point try for England on 45 minutes.
Yeah, you just felt it was coming since the start of the second half, you know. The great ball from the line out, and the quick speed of ball that England have lacked at times during the game, they found through that carry in the midfield. And then if you just watch how Tatiana Hurd squares here and plays that ball out to Holly Aitchison in the back, and she's got plenty of players on her shoulder, so if she doesn't finish this, her wingers are not going to be too happy.
Yeah, it's just frustrating there. I mean, hindsight is a brilliant thing, and we're watching this from a privileged position here, but Lisa Neumann's coming across. You see Hannah Jones has got the outside threat, so Lisa Neumann needs to square up and cover that inside. But, you know, this is split-second stuff, of course. But still, like you say, it was a gutsy call from Holly Aitchison to back herself. If she hadn't have made that, that would not have been a review she would have looked forward to on Monday.
Here comes Emma Singh. Working through her processes. Oh, she shanked that one off her boot. So she remains on 50% with her kicking. But England with a bonus point on 45 minutes. And we said Wales needed to come out for a strong start. What are the messages that are going to be coming on the field now, Phil?
Calm heads, but raise the intensity, playing in the right areas. You know, they're playing a lot of rugby in between the 10 metres, just shy of either half. Maybe look at that kicking game a bit more. These strong carries aren't getting them the amount of go forward that it has in the previous rounds, so they can't rely on that too much.
Changes then for Wales, coming off the field, Abby Fleming. As the ball is pushed back from England as they give Wales a line out just inside of their own half.
Here you go.
Wales' line out had been trucking along quite nicely so far in this Six Nations in the build-up to this match, and they've tried to mix it up quite a bit. Quite a few times they've gone for short numbers in the line-out. And it looks like that's what they're going to do again. And there you go, Lewis flies into the air to take it. Snowsill finds Tuipulotu. She lands on her right shoulder on that occasion as we all watch the Tuipulotu left shoulder right now. Alex Callender. Should say that Natalia John is now onto the field for Wales as Hannah Jones tries to just push a couple of extra inches out of that turf here at the Arms Park. The contest from England is strong. Wales do eventually secure it, but it's a really slow ball. Kelsey Jones. Into a couple of World Cups, Kelsey Jones. 2017, she actually made her debut as they get the penalty there, Wales, just to relieve a little bit of tension.
Keep go with the ball.
Yeah, I think Kira was looking to shape to kick then.
Taka, leg down.
But England make a really good choice there to counter ruck. When a scrum half is going to go and kick the ball, sometimes you can find that the people in that ruck kind of relax a little bit. They take the edge off, and that was the time for England to strike counter ruck, and they really troubled it.
Eleanor Snowsill just lining up the touchline there. She was actually born in Ascot, Eleanor Snowsill, but a Welsh mum. Her 12th Six Nations campaign now. One of the players who was really there through all those times when it wasn't easy for Wales before the contracts came in. So we just watched this breakdown from that penalty again. Evans goes into the air. That was slightly on her shoulder. She does really well to hold that. Here's Bevan.
Backwards for me.
All backwards. Wales continue.
Tackle! Release! No hands!
Evans waits again. Saracens woman.
Stop under your own player.
Bevan again. Pearce waits. Again, incredible carries from Pearce once again. Very similar to what we saw against Scotland from her.
Tackle! Release!
Calendar just seems to want the ball all to herself. Snowsill taken by Aldcroft, who just waited. She knew the offside line wasn't there because the ruck had passed. And here comes Davis. Long pass out wide to Byrne, who hung out in that channel a lot against Italy. And here she goes again. Try and stop her. Oh, what a pass to Breach! That is wonderful. And Jess Breach knows to finish it under the posts. After all of the effort from Wales, England heads up rugby. And Breach scores. That scoreline is racking up.
It certainly is. You know, we've known that England are dangerous from turnover ball. They've scored plenty of tries, 6 in fact this Six Nations, and it's just England at their best when they're cutting through. Wales aren't organised. Zoe Aldcroft brilliantly reads this here, gets her head down, looking for space. Bends one defender off, works the ball really well. Sometimes the bounce of a ball, the pass from Lark isn't always the best, but you know, Sarah Byrne does it magnificently well here. Got that bend, and that offload to Jess Breach as a good winger would do, hanging out on the try. Brilliant.
Well, Emma Singh has actually taken that conversion really quickly. So she's 3 from 5 now, as Jess Breach did her a bit of a favour. So just dot it down there under the posts. There you go. Happy days.
Okay, on you, 10.
Sarah Byrne stays at the top of the offload charts with number 6 in the Six Nations now.
And it's actually something we haven't seen so much of Sarah Byrne hanging out in those back channels like she did against Italy, but clearly
backwards.
It is something they try and do. Not as deployed as frequently in this fixture as Aitchison sends it down the field. We'll head to pitch side shortly as we just wait for this play from Keats. You see Hannah Bottomham now onto the field for England.
Take a step.
Another one returning from injury. They did rack up quite that list before the Six Nations, but it's starting to come down. Bottomham actually got injured out at the World Cup. Missed out on the World Cup final.
Stay.
Jones, Snowsill, manages to find John. Former Wales captain Siobhan Lillicrap was actually John's coach at Swansea University when she started out playing.
Stay.
Someone's a bit stuck at the bottom of that one, but Wales have the ball. Here comes Bluck.
Not on the ball. On
Bevan
the
wants it. But again, it's so slow, and Hannah Bottomham keen to prove that she is back in business. John. Centre of the field. And it's loose.
Backwards for me there, unless someone has otherwise.
Snowsill had to take that one in. She didn't have many options available to her. Wales need a little spark of something here. A try right now would do wonders for the confidence as it gets knocked on in the end. England with their tails up.
Hands forward.
Yeah, they're quite happy defending there. Wales ball's just slow, one-out runners, and if you're an England defender, you're happy with that. Wales probably just needed to put it in behind where the space was, and then put a chase on and try and get England to kick it back and then counter from.
Well, let's quickly head down to pitch side and catch up with Jenny Drummond.
Helena, great to have you back with us. It appears that England really have gone up a level. Is that the next gear that they have?
Yeah, we always knew that they were going to be tough to break down in the first half, and we just have to stick to our processes, and eventually the space would come, and it's really shown kind of back end of the first half and so far in the second half that space is there on the edge, and yeah, so far been quite clinical.
Given the competitiveness of the first 30 minutes, how important is it to keep that intensity within England?
Oh, massively. We talk all the time about playing on top of the opposition, and once we've got that momentum, just trying to keep with it. So yeah, it's big for us, and hopefully we can continue in the second half.
Thanks, Helena.
No worries, thank you.
Well, Cecilia Tuipulotu making her way off the field then for Wales. We hope that shoulder is okay, because everyone is so excited to see more of her play. She's been slightly silenced a bit by England today, but still some strong carries and plenty to come.
Here you go. Here's your mark.
As Wales do just make a few changes. Hopefully that shoulder will hold up for the rest of the tournament. Some big games coming for Wales. They've still got to travel over to France in round 4, then round 5. They will be heading away to Italy. A couple of nice trips in the sunshine, though.
Yeah, and some really good competitive games, especially that Italian game. You think back to last Six Nations, that was so close.
Yeah.
And Wales really felt like they lost that one. So going away to Italy, big point to prove there.
Thank you.
And it's always a challenging environment going away to play France.
Sioned Harries just taking a seat there. You can see stuck there in the middle of that scrum in the middle was Karis Phillips, former Wales captain. And on that flank there, you can see Kate Williams. Got a new scrum half there for England in the form of Ella Virvas. She finds Aitchison. Crossfield delivery. Keat takes that beautifully. Just breached, can do nothing but watch that one. Alex Callender just again there in the right place, wanting it as Snowsill sends it down. Down, Aitchison. Big spinning pass out towards her. Bottoman pushes towards Sarah Byrne. Still Byrne. Couple of props just running down the left wing. Beckett has it. Virvas. And this is looking strong from England. They're going through the phases. Oh, it's Abby Dow again. She passes out in the empty. Ellie Kildunn, who's on. Nicely done from England. Ellie Kildunn, another player back from injury. That's now 6 tries. And England are enjoying their trip over the bridge.
Yeah, they certainly are. You know, it just comes from going from one edge to the other edge. You know, Sarah Byrne and Hannah Botman both used to play in the centres, so no wonder their handling is really good and they're comfortable out on the edges. But once you break in behind the Wales defence and England are playing with momentum and on top, it's pretty unstoppable.
There we go. Couple of props just hanging out on the left wing. That's what they do.
That's just modern rugby, though, isn't it? How brilliant is it that this team can go from edge to edge like that, fully utilising every single player? It doesn't matter who's in that 5-metre channel. They will back their skill set, make their pass, run their lines. But this is just clinical play there. Abby Dow, so selfless, fixes her player and releases the outside backs. Look, fully aware, lovely pass, accurate. Easy run in there for Ellie Kildunn.
Langi Tuima steps up for kicking duties with Singh off the field. Should be happy with that first effort as well. As England extend their lead now, and we should say that from the recent meetings between these two sides, England have regularly put 50 points on Wales. The last time they actually met was in a World Cup warm-up. where it finished England 73, Wales 7. And it feels a little bit that that is where this match is now heading, but that doesn't really give enough respect to what happened to and the performance ultimately Wales put in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. The first 20 minutes for Wales were fantastic. They really hustled England. But as we know, possession territory doesn't mean anything unless you come away with the points on the board. I really would feel aggrieved, though, for Wales if they only came away with 3. They've definitely got a try or 2 in them.
Inside.
Well, there was a change there in that little break there, because it's worth saying that onto the field now for England is May Campbell on her debut. You can also see that Robin Wilkins is onto the field also for Wales now. Fionn Lewis as well, they're playing scrum half. Big running coming in from Wales. They're trying to use those replacements and those fresh legs to do something. Jones.
Take a step.
Lewis.
Balls left to play on.
Phillips. We just needed that little bit quicker, Wales. It just gives that English defence time as Phillips takes it on to reset Snowsill. Georgia Evans.
Stop.
Ball comes back and Wales do try something different. So the high one is put up in the end by Snowsill. Kildunn says thank you. Only time will tell if that was the right decision, but Wales certainly weren't going anywhere, and it's a penalty. Straight away, and Virvas is off. Not interested in setting anything up, finds Burns. England want to just run Wales ragged.
No, thank you.
Marley Packer just showing that she is not tired, but she's gone in on her own, and Wales has said thank you.
You're running low.
Yeah, you know, Ella Virvas is always going to bring tempo to you, but this Dune tempo and the rest of the team going with her, and Delaney carried, and then Marley got it, but unfortunately there was no one else around them to make sure that they were keeping the support. Look, Marley's gone her own, and the support there just too slow. I think is it Beth Ann Lewis that's over the ball, does great. She's on the ball, and she's not going to move from there. She's a world-class flanker that when they see that ball, she's not letting go of it. So great work from Wales. They probably now need to use this opportunity to build some possession and build some territory and try and get back into the game, get some points on the board.
By Red 20.
Red 20, yes.
Okay.
Well, Maud Muir is on the field, but as you just heard there, our television match official is come in to have a chat there with our referee, Joy Neville.
To have a look at the right shoulder of Red 20.
We're keeping an eye on Red 20, that's Kate Williams. Well, it was on Marley Packer as she went down to ground.
Okay. So
You seen that clearly, Joy?
yeah, so we have Red 20 upright. There was an initial tackle by another red player, pushes that player into that space. So for that reason, I'm not seeing it. Can I see it live speed there, please, Ollie?
No problem, we'll get that for you.
Yeah, just need to.
Joy, just so you know, there's no initial contact by Red before number 20 makes contact.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not seeing this as high level of danger. There is shoulder to head contact. I'm not seeing it as high level of danger. I'm looking at the yellow card. Do you agree with all those thoughts?
I do, considering the white player is falling slightly.
Yeah, so, yeah, back to me, so I'll.
Go ahead, Joy.
Yeah, so we see Red 20 upright. We have an initial tackle also, but I don't see it as a high level of danger, so I'm looking at the yellow card.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there you go. Decision of our referee, Joy Neville. Kate Williams will be spending 10 minutes in the bin, the last thing that Wales need right now. But we know that when you make head contact, this is what will happen.
Shoulder to head contact, okay? But there was an initial tackle, so it's a yellow card, not red. Okay,
yeah, absolutely. The directives are clear, and it's for the safety of these players. I do feel a little bit sorry there for Kate Williams. You could see Marley Packer was kind of falling into that tackle, but still, you've got to be careful. If you're going for that sort of higher shot to wrap up the ball, you've got to make sure you're nowhere near the head.
Well, England will be delighted with their position as May Campbell. Saracens hooker, she has bided her time for this opportunity to wear an England shirt, and she's about to throw in her first ball at an English line-out.
Maud!
Little snipe round the inside. Here comes Maud Muir. You can see she's got a taped-up hand. It's the injury she's coming back from. Bottoman. Virvas manages to find Beckett. Nice work on her inside shoulder by Burns. You can see the white shirts just flooding, and straight over goes Maud Muir. Only on the pitch about 5 minutes and scoring tries, and that's number 7 for England.
Yeah, you know, you just saw a bit of variation at the line-out, a little peel around the front just to ask questions of the defence, but when England forwards get 5 metres out, the momentum that they come round that corner, the power they come with, the pace they come with, at this moment when Wales are 1 forward down, there's only going to be one outcome.
And at this point with 7 tries, we'll just wait for Langi Tuima just to take a conversion, because we will get Phil Tuttiet's thoughts on what Wales can do from here. Straight over, and at this point with that scoreline, there was so much excitement for Wales about getting that bit closer for England, but for all of the passion in that first half, the scoreline isn't showing enough for it.
Yeah, with all the passion, the commitment, the intensity they brought, the reality is they weren't able to convert that into some strong points, and you really feel now England are just building their momentum, building their confidence. Wales are desperately trying to mix things up. We've seen El Nusro still put a couple of high kicks in, but I don't know whether an element of fatigue from how they were playing in that first half is leaving its effects, because the chase-up just isn't quite enough.
Off the knee, play on.
Well, Neumann there flying up, trying to take the ball.
Tackle, release!
Referee
it's the same as the one over there.
Isn't happy. And that's a warning against Cerys Hale.
Exact same. Earlier.
The penalty count is pretty even between the two sides, but there's still only 61 minutes at the moment on the clock. But it's little moments like that that just give England that opportunity to make more ground.
Ladies, take a step, take a step.
Clean ball, Cabella quickly down to Virvas. Aitchison finds Packer. Onto the field as well is Sarah McKenna. Here comes Kildunn. Pass out to Breach. Strong hands from her to hold, bring it back inside. She knew she was running out of pitch. Still Virvas. There's an England player down at the bottom of your screen. That's Kildunn. Still England travel forward though. Pass out in the end. It's McKenna. McKenna, a player who can play anywhere in that backfield. Such a strong utility player. They're going to come back and keep exploiting this near side. So many players screaming for it.
Pass offside number 1.
So they're coming back from an England penalty. And
be very careful.
England just deciding what they're going to do for this position. Tap and go, scrum, line out.
Okay, let's go.
Would you do the same thing, Sarah? Tap and go?
I think you might see tap and go, because I hear they might be working something in the training field.
It's like you've been there, Sarah Hunter, as Marley Packer powers for the line. Oh, around the outside is Hannah Bottoman.
I don't think I got Muir in there.
A try is now for a couple of props as Muir and Bottoman off the bench, both scoring as England bring up their 50.
Yeah, it looks like that training ground move has paid off. Just again, adds variation. You know, when teams play England, they think they're going to go for the maul, they're going to go to the corner to get points that way, or the scrum, but actually just adding a different perspective for the opposition to keep guessing is paying off for them.
They're saying now, aren't they, that the tap and go is the third set piece. You know, you're going to have so much more variety. It was only really in sevens rugby where you would see that kind of movement off the tap and go, but they're bringing it into the union game now, and it's great to see. I think that's subject to the mobility of your forwards. You know, they're so confident running lines.
Well, Tuima sends that one over. Langi Tuima 100% with the boot now. One of the players actually in this Six Nations squad for England who wasn't actually selected for the Rugby World Cup. She didn't actually play for England last year, but filling in quite happily and proving that she deserves her place in this side.
Yeah, you know, she's been on great form for her club at Harlequins, and yeah, she's had frustrations about selection, non-selection, but the character that she is, she hasn't let that deter her from what she's about and how she wants to come back, and she's gone away and worked on the things she's been asked to, and she's performed very well in this Six Nations.
As the ball just bombs out towards the far side, worth mentioning as we get confirmations over 8,000 packed in here to the Arms Park. England have not scored a try through a driving maul. Hashtag just saying.
Everyone will be happy about that, won't they?
True.
There'll be complaints now that we're not scoring, or I should say England are not scoring from the driver more now.
There we go. A happy 8,000 in here. There was a wonderful girls' festival in the build-up to this fixture started, but it's now the women doing the business on the field.
Counter rock is good.
Vivas spins it back to McKenna. And she does find just that nice little bit of space where no one from Wales is standing. I mean, that's great vision.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we want to play in the right areas of the game, and that just relieves the pressure from kickoff that wasn't taken cleanly, and now just puts the pressure back on Wales.
Karis Phillips, who's about to get the ball in. We've mentioned already that she's a former Wales captain. She actually went to Llandovery College, which has got some pretty famous alumni, not just herself, but also Alan Wynne-Jones, George North as well. Now, was that a high hit from Marley Packer? Remember, Wales, they're currently playing with 14 women on the field. Referee letting play continue for now. Lewis. Spun out ball, really nice line there, but knocked on in the process.
Advantage, knock on.
England have it back already.
No advantage, knock on. White
so
ball.
England will get the scrum there. And there's a few Wales players who are down at the moment. Courtney Keat took a bit of a thwack there. This was the moment from Packer.
I think it's unlucky there. You've just got Hannah Jones sort of falling into that. Marley Packer just needs to be careful of a swinging arm.
Okay. Ollie, so you're telling me we need to check this, do we?
Well, she is called for the television match official.
Okay.
And they're going to go and have a look at that incident.
Okay, so we're checking the actions of White, number 1.
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, Ollie, I'm at the...
I think Mackenzie Carson on the bench just got very scared for a moment, but it is Marley Packer, the England captain, we're looking at now.
The initial tackle. Yeah. There is head contact. Can I see the wide angle and can I see live speed, please? Okay, so we have foul play, there's head contact, there's initial tackler in it. That's not the one, I don't think. It's a play forward. And I need to see real speed, please. Real speed.
Well, the pictures you can see at the moment aren't what our referee Joy Neville actually wants to look at. She's waiting.
There's another tackle that they're checking in the background. We'll go back to 7 if that's okay. Just wait for us.
I think they might be checking another tackle as well.
That's it in real speed.
Yeah, that's real speed. So there is head contact, there is foul play. There's a mitigation. The player is falling significantly. I'm on yellow card. From red to yellow, for me, Ollie's more than a penalty.
Okay, no problem, Joy.
Can you just get me the mark and I'll speak to 7 White.
Well, England 7 is the captain, Marley Packer. She's about to spend 10 minutes in the bin. We're levelled up at 14 women aside. And as a captain,
we need to look
how
at that
hard is
also.
it when you have to walk off the field?
Time off, there's a second incident of
Yeah,
foul
it'll be
play.
difficult for Marley there.
Time
you
off,
know,
there's a second incident of foul play.
It's not intentional.
Okay,
It's
I'm on the
just
screen.
she hasn't timed it right. The player's dropped. A bit like the one with Kate Williamson a little bit ago. But you know, she'll want to be out there. She'll want to be rallying her troops, especially
Joy, it's coming
towards,
down. It's
towards
the actions of 16.
And we're actually going to watch another one now. These are the actions of May Campbell.
Okay, so this is very similar to the first one. We need to identify, is there head contact?
So we're not looking at Sadia Kabea here, who's got 6 on her back.
So
You're watching May Campbell,
Is there,
who's wearing
can we see
16.
a close-up to identify whether there's actually head contact here? With the left shoulder of 16 White, Ollie.
We're just getting an angle for you now, Joy. Just bear with us.
Thank you. So I think probably the inside camera angle is the best.
We're just getting it to you.
She's passive. There's an initial tackle.
Joy, this is a better angle for you here.
Okay.
The left shoulder there definitely makes contact with the head.
So it's hard to see in the screen. So if you can tell me definitely that there's head contact with the left shoulder.
There is, Joy.
There is. Okay. So we have a passive tackle by 16. There's an initial tackler.
Yes.
There is head contact. We have foul play. But the tackler is passive. Therefore, I'm looking at yellow card against 16 White.
Yes, I agree.
So we have 2 points of restart. Can you get those marks?
Well, England are
I've got
about
one
to
on the
be
22,
reduced to
and I think the other one is just
13
inside
women.
22 as well.
Marley Packer is off the field.
Okay.
May Campbell is
So you
about to be given
you've got
her
a choice of
marching
2
orders.
marks, one here and one over there. I'll be back in 1 second. 16.
May Campbell, who hasn't long been on the field, is on debut. This will be a
16?
difficult one
There's
for
shoulder
her,
check.
but
You were
ultimately
passive, therefore it's a
safety
yellow
comes
card.
first.
It absolutely does. Letter of the law, head contact, and that's going to be a tough lesson for this debutante to learn. But don't get me wrong, she is a talent
5 meters
back.
outside
She'll be
22.
learning from this. We all have to go through it. We all make mistakes at times. It certainly wasn't intentional.
Thanks, Ollie.
The 14 women of Wales taking on the 13 women of England. Wales have got roughly around 1 minute left to bring the extra woman on the field, so they're going to have about 8.5 minutes where they will get to play with 15 against 13. Phillips goes tight towards the front. Lewis. Fionn Lewis now. Hard yards coming in by Hale. Fionn Lewis has to jump over the England player. Georgia Evans talking this week about how much Wales know they need to keep their composure, not let emotion get ahead of them. Hannah Jones does well to hold on to that ball. Big hit eventually comes in. Zoe Allcroft is currently England captain on the field with Packer off the field. A little bit of a show and go from Snowsill. The crowd know that this is going to be a big 10 minutes from Wales. A lot of confidence that they could have come away with something from this fixture, either a losing bonus point or maybe a try bonus, and if they're going to do anything, now is the time. Keat.
Stay.
They've actually got a woman down injured at the moment, which will frustrate them.
Sorry. Tackle, release.
I'll have to be careful if the ball comes too close towards the near side. If it gets too close to the injury as Lewis opts to go towards the right-hand side of the field. Snowsill, big pass out wide. Waiting there is Neumann.
Tackle, release.
Warning there for Dow and Kildun to let go. Phillips. Big spinning ball, waiting for it. Harris Hale only started playing her rugby at age 11.
Backwards.
Ex-Dragons player now again at Gloucester Hartbury.
Get back, White. Thank you.
Wales holding on to this ball as Callender arrives for a little bit of support, but flopping over the top, and Alex Callender just has to be careful to stay on her feet.
And holding.
Yeah, she does. You saw a great chop tackle coming in from Sadia Kabea, and Hannah Bottom was there as Alex Callender was isolated and, you know, got her hands on the ball. Great turnover.
Well, that was Natalia John going into contact. She's now receiving a little bit of treatment on the sideline. taking a big hit. They're just deciding if she can carry on. The tackle came in from Maud Muir.
Time off.
And they don't know if they're going to have to go over and just check that one of the Wales players is okay. Natalia John is off the field then. They are waiting for Kate Williams to come on, but a big moment also for Bryony King, who's coming onto the field on debut. She's the youngest ever player who was rugby league captain for Wales, and now she makes her union debut.
Thank you. Ceiling number 7.
Rugby.
Big moment then for King as she comes onto the field.
Perfect, thank you.
Now, we have no hooker for England because May Campbell is off, so Maud Muir is going to be throwing the ball on. Has she been practicing this? Yes, she has, because this is a position. She's a real utility across the whole of the front row, but Wales will have that one, thank you very much. We're playing 13 against 15 now. 2 in the bin for England. And Wales have a full complement.
Stay. Good.
Surely they can exploit their 2-woman advantage as it's out towards the far side. Big tackles raining down in the end on Norcott.
Tackle release!
Pick and go again through Callender, and Bottomans over the top of that. Look at that roar from Bottoman.
Isolated.
And this is everything that England want with 2 in the bin.
Yeah, it certainly is. You might think when you go down to 13 players and lose 2 players from the defensive line that you might not attack a breakdown, but the thing Hannah Bottoman did really well was she's judged it. So the ball is there to be won. She's got a moment to get in and over, and Hannah Bottoman's really good when she gets in over the ball. Not many people are going to move in.
You take an extra step for me? Yeah. Thank you. Another one.
You see here,
keep going.
Alex Callender gets isolated. The chop tackle again from Sadia Kabea, and the Wales support players weren't there to clear Hannah Bottoman out.
And it's the work rate, isn't it? She was down on the ground 1 second before, looks up, gets into a position.
McKenna straight into the fire. 13 women England, they're the ones with the ball. Kildunn, now you can just see there the absolute wall of red shirts as England run out of players on that near side wing. Burns. Virvas doesn't know where to go, straightens up herself. A pass to no one, a little bit of inexperience showing there by Virvas as it's taken on this time by Aitchison. Considering that they're holding this ball at the moment, England just outside of the Welsh 22.
Stay. The ball is to play on,
showing their world #1 status in spades as Kabea straightens, waits for the support to arrive. England swing round to the left-hand side of the field. Quick ball, it comes. Strong running line by McKenna. Just goes backwards there. Tuima. Still Tuima.
Clear up, good play on. Watch the floor.
Now this time, push towards the near side. Here comes Aldcroft. Back towards Maud Muir. Beckett has it. She can see the line. Beckett! Sarah Beckett scores. That's try number 9. There's only 13 white shirts on the field. It doesn't matter. They are rampant.
Thank you.
That's incredible performance from England. Like you say, they are missing 2 players, one of which is their captain, and yet they've just gone up a gear. That's brilliant for the coaching management to see. In control, getting the ball into space, players staying alive. They've really got Wales on the back foot here. They just look so comfortable.
They just went to the power game, you see. Zoe Aldcroft carry out on the wing there, and I think when you're down to 13 players, you have that urgency and intensity to get to a breakdown. They recycle, they pass it to Sarah Beckett, and Sarah Beckett from that distance out is going to take a lot of stopping.
Well, we're just waiting at the moment to see.
I think we
should
send
to line up this conversion. Hasn't missed yet. She holds on to her 100%. A sobering scoreline for Wales. after all of the excitement in the build-up to this one. A big moment also, we should say, for Sarah Beckett. Missed out on the World Cup. And no doubt with a recent retirement would quite like a run in an 8 shirt, Sarah Hunter.
Yeah, you know, she was massively disappointed to miss out on the World Cup, but she was in really great form for Gloucester Hartpury, the new club she signed for this season. Picked up a bit of an injury, but again, that hasn't stopped her. She's worked really hard, come back in with some real focus and determination and put some great performances in.
Here come Wales. Remember, 2 extra women on the field. Can they make that overlap count? Here's Norkett. She does really well with her body position there for the arriving Welsh players. Evans. Bottoman again in there. Referee gives it. Hannah Bottoman on fire.
Yeah, she's waited a long time to be back in a white shirt. You know, got injured just before the quarter-final of in the World Cup, and it's been on a long road to recovery, but I've heard from all accounts she's been in great form in training, and you know, when you've got someone like her to bring off onto the field, that is a turnover queen and has proven it in this game. That's 3 for her.
There it was. You could just see her lining it up.
Very strong.
She might be making up for a Saracens teammates, considering 2 of them are in the bin right now, so she's playing her part.
They'll thank her later.
Holly Aitchison just shouting some orders as
let's go, please,
England. Only 8 missed tackles, but they've made 198. There's a defence coach that's very happy out there as the ball now rumbles forward from England. Virvas is trying to get it. Aitchison to McKenna.
Just a penalty only, high.
Well, they're just being a little bit careful here.
Just a
as
penalty
we
only.
Wait for England to take this. A good opportunity for us, Sarah Hunter, to find out who is your TikTok Women's Player of the Match.
Yeah, so there's been some standout candidates. You look at Zoe Allcroft and the second row, 20 tackles, 7 carries. You know, she made that great pass to Abby Dow to get the assist for Tat's try, but for me, the person that was being really fundamental, especially when England were faulting a little bit, was Tatiana Hurd. 12 tackles and 6 carries in 60 minutes of work, but it was she got a try. It was a timing of a pass to Holly Aitchison when to go in for Abby's try, and then the same in the second half for Jess Breach to get her try. You know, the way she held the line was just brilliant, and she's put some great carries in as well, so she's had an all-round great performance.
Well, Tatiana Hurd, she actually got Player of the Match in our Rugby World Cup debut versus South Africa. Often ends up in positions where just doing the hard work can go unseen, but not today as we get back underway. Remember, England still playing with 13 on the field. They've got about another minute left of both those 2 sin bins. But losing 2 women hasn't made any effect on their performance at all. If anything, they've ramped it up. Aldcroft, Virvas. You can just see the extra length that England are happy, knowing that they are a couple of players down to put on those passes and still stretch and use the width of the field. Here comes Kildunn. Can't get that last pass away, so knows to hold on to it. Spun back out, just held on.
Leon pulls out.
Well, there's a little something for Wales with a minute and a half left to go, but England will go back up now to 15 as the sin bin is over.
Thank you.
And for Wales, Sarah Hunter, how hard will this be for them? Do you think they will be knocked from it? Such was the confidence building into this.
I think you probably will be. I think what they have to do, though, is take the positives from the game. You know, that first half, especially that 20 to 30 minutes, they had all the possession, they had all the territory. They just need to find a way to convert those opportunities, because that then fundamentally changes the game.
Well, England, they play with no pity, they play with no compassion. They just play what's in front of them.
Thank you.
And I think there will be frustration from Wales that they haven't even scored a try today.
Set!
They said that this match would show where they really are. And there's still a long way to go. And that is an England scrum penalty. Right in front of the posts.
Can't continue there.
And you feel that this could be
pulling out of the
that
contest.
England want to finish with a ceremony. Well, Aitchison sends it across. This will be the last play of the game unless there's another penalty. May Campbell will get another throw in at a line out now that she's back onto the field.
You might get your more try after all, Sarah.
You never know.
Okay.
Taken cleanly in the air, and here comes that maul.
Okay, out of there. Shoulders up. Get out.
Wales being warned to recycle round the corner.
Disconnected, accidental into your own player.
That is it. England win again. It was a ruthless performance from England. A sobering performance for Wales. And it is England that continue on their quest for a Grand Slam. Congratulations there for all of the England players. Plenty for Wales to ponder. But a record crowd who came out to witness this third round match that finishes Wales 3, England 59, and Sarah Hunter alongside. We have spoken about Wales, but England to go down to 13 and to continue scoring says a huge amount.
Yeah, it does, it certainly does. There's no doubt that they'll have gone through scenarios like that in training, especially learning from what happened in the World Cup. And like I said in commentary, you know, when you go down to less players, it does heighten your urgency, your attention. You know, you want to really put in a better performance, knowing that you're one, or in this case two players down, and it just shows you the strength and the mindset of this England group and where they're going.
Well, 9 tries from England, none from them all. Well, we should add, of course, but it is an England win. Lots of congratulations continuing. Smiles, smiles and more smiles there. Pats on the back. Of course, England next week, they'll be heading over to Ireland. They'll be taking on winless Ireland so far, who are out in Italy right now. They're getting ready to go at 4:45, that clash between the Azure and the Green Irish. They just get in that little huddle there, all very content. Wales, of course, next week have another big task ahead of them. They'll be going over to France. A sobering thought, perhaps, but let's get down to pitch side now with Jenny's with the player of the match.
Well, first of all, Tatiana, we'd like to present you with the TikTok player of the match. Congratulations. So, Tatiana, a third bonus point victory. How pleased are you to get the job done in that manner?
Yeah, really pleased. I mean, it was a credible team performance, and that's what we had to do today. We knew that Wales were going to be a really physical side, so yeah, just really pleased that we came away with the 5 points.
Well, Wales really put in a shift in the first 20 minutes in particular. Did it take time to settle in?
Yeah, definitely. We knew they were always going to do that. They are a really physical side. They're really aggressive, and they're really fit. They're really fit as well. So they were always going to work hard. So they kept pushing us in that first half. So then we just had to keep working hard in the second half.
At one point there, towards the end, 13 women on the pitch, and you were still scoring. What does that say about this England squad?
We just work really hard, and everybody knows their roles. So when we are down, you just got to keep pushing and stay into our structure. So I guess the girls did it really well. I wasn't obviously on the pitch, but yeah, they definitely did that really well.
And where would you say confidence levels are right now?
Yeah, pretty high. I mean, we just kind of stick to what we do, and we want to be improving every week, and I feel like that's what we're doing. So yeah, everyone's pretty happy with the win.
Well done. Go and enjoy this one.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you go. For the third game in a row, England have hit the 50-plus points. They've taken their try tally to 31. England emphatic as ever here at the Cardiff Arms Park, and that's what it all means in this TikTok Women's Six Nations. It's obviously the first match of round 3. England go 3 from 3, taking another giant step, haven't they, towards a possible showdown with France in the last week, and maybe, just maybe, another Grand Slam. Emily, how impressed by England?
Yeah, really impressed. I think, you know, when we stood here at half-time, we reflected on that first half. Probably a little bit sticky, some unforced errors, some uncharacteristic errors from that England side. But second half, they really came out and showed what they were all about. Far more accurate, a bit more direct, front football,